And now, first, let's understand what is going on in the West Asia and its repercussion on the energy crisis. And to get you more on this, I'm joined by TD India correspondent Amritpal Singh. Good afternoon, Amrit. Well, Trump has issued fresh warnings to Iran, but on the other hand, Iran's FM also said that now negotiation is not on the agenda. Do we see a prolonged conflict here, Amrit?
It looks like it's going to be a prolonged conflict because if you look at the strategies of both sides, one, there is bellicose rhetoric flowing out from both sides. Trump saying fire and fury if they close the Strait of Hormuz. Earlier he said we'll escort ships through. They said, come, we're waiting for you. Clearly, it's just a 33-mile wide strait, and Iran controls the waters there. There is no military parity between the United States and Israeli duo combined and Iran. But Iran knows that once it attacks American ships, America attacks them back. The risk appetite of the world is at its lowest. So insurers will pull out. The ships wouldn't want to pass through. These are huge cargo tankers. So if any drone or missile attacks them, the kind of loss that the company bears, the whole shipping line can go down. So who will you escort when ships are not willing to pass through that? They've told, they've made unreasonable proposals like tell the Europeans to shut down the US and Israeli embassies in their capitals and we'll let their cargo pass through. Very well knowing that the Europeans wouldn't do that. They are allies of the West. So clearly, there is shadow boxing going on from both sides. There are maximalist positions being taken from both sides. Trump is threatening the Iranians, saying that we'll hit you 20 times harder than we've already hit you. The Iranians say we're not ready to talk to you because they know the more they belong, the economic pinch will affect the world, and the pressure will come from the world quarters, including Europe, on the Americans, on them and the Americans and the Gulf states, because of their water security, food security, disruption of air traffic in that area, sea traffic in that area. So clearly, the world could build up pressure on the United States and Israel to stop it as soon as possible. But Iran wants to do it on their own terms. Therefore, you hear Arachi saying that no talks with the Americans.
Right. And now, considering the worldwide energy crisis, India has today come up with a very important order for its regulation. Tell us its importance and highlights in view of the prevailing worldwide energy crisis, Amrit.
Clearly, India, which imports about 60 to 70% of its LNG needs, and mainly through the Gulf countries, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, 40%, Qatar accounting for the largest 40% of the trade, and Qatar shutting down its Qatar Energy shutting down its facilities after attacks on its energy facilities. India is seeing an imminent shortage. So the government doesn't want it to go out of hand. So they've invoked the Essential Commodity Act, regulating the supply, also telling the refineries to step up the LPG production, and also regulating it that the domestic market is not hit. The uninterrupted supplies go to the domestic market, though putting in measures like the interbooking period increased from 21 days to 25 days. Prioritizing the imports of the LPG to essential industries like hospitals and educational institutions, and also forming a committee of the EDs of the 3 OMCs or the oil marketing companies to review the representations to other sectors like hotels, restaurants, etc., which require LPG to run, but trying to avoid a panic, seeing that there is the West Asia crisis has had its impact on especially the gas reserves and the gas imports, and also trying to regulate the supplies of it. Deepika?
All right. Thank you so much, Amrit, for joining us and getting us the latest on this developing situation.